Hey everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at this Yale here. This Yale is one of the locks that Den Brass sent me, and pretty cool looking old Yale lock. It does work, it works good in both directions, perfectly smooth, no ticks or hang-ups or nothing. But when it comes to the key, there is a very evil bidding on this key. It should be pretty fun to pick, so what I want to try is top the keyway tension. And I have picked this lock once, just to be clear with you guys, just a few minutes ago. And I'm going to use a Sparrow's Reach. And it's in 20 thousandths, and I want to go all the way from the bottom. Nothing on 1, nothing on 2, little click off of 3, a little bit of counter rotation on 4. There's a click. Nothing on 5. A little bit of counter on 6. Okay, and I've got a nice deep false set. Nothing on 2. I'm going to switch up to a short hook to get pin 1 here. There's a click off of 1, and another click, and it put me into a false set still. Not as dramatic as a false set as I had before, but still a false set nonetheless. Okay, a little counter rotation on 4. Okay, I got a click there. Looks like pin 1 needs to go back up again. A little bit of ping pong here. Okay, pin 1 set, nothing on 2. I just barely touched 4, and it put me into a deeper false set. Nothing on 5. A little click out of 6. Okay, nothing else on 6. Nothing on 5. Tiny counter rotation on 4. But it's not acting like it's going to want to do anything. Den Brass likes to make a challenging lock, and in this case, he certainly has. Go back to pin 4. Okay. Okay, got pin 4 set again. Nothing on 3. This time on 2 needs to go. Little click out of 2. Little click out of 1. I've got a little bit of counter on 1, so I want to go back to the short hook to pick 1. Okay. 1's been picked. Little counter on 2. And I think overset 2. And try to drop a pin and see if that was successful in dropping just 2. And I believe it was. Nothing on 3. Tiny counter rotation on 2. Little click out of 1. Now some counter rotation. Okay, nice click out of one. Okie dokie. This lock is not wanting to play ball tonight, is it? That was pin 6. That was pin 4. Okay, I just went back to check pin 6 and it did turn a little bit more for me. That was pin 2. Okay, and back to pin 1. Pin 4 put me back to my false set. Nothing on 5. Nothing on 3. Nothing on 1. I'm just trying to figure out where my holdup is now. And there we go, we're open off of 2. Wow. Nice fight. I mean, my first attempt on that was right around 16 minutes. So, I effectively cut my time in half, but still, 8 minutes on the second pick is very impressive. So let's see what type of nasty din brass stuck in here for us. That looks awfully tight. I'm not sure if I could stick a shim in there or not, but I'll give it a try. Okay, well, shim went in part of the way. Let's hope it's enough. Alright, let's look at these key pins here. I already see some nastiness, so definitely some heavy mods. Nice sharp threads on 1. A nice threaded or serrated spool. Another serrated spool, serrated T-pin key pin. That one's serrated all the way down to the bottom, and I've got a nice serrated one to tie up the end here. Looking at the plug here, I see threads on, looks like every chamber. Yep, threads on every chamber. All right, moving along. I've got a nice serrated spool. And it's got a copper spring. I've got a T-pin, and the very bottom of the T-pin is serrated, and it also has a serration on it. And it's got a steel spring in chamber 2. A standard in chamber 3. A very nicely serrated spool in chamber 4. Chamber 6 is a spooled T-pin. Chamber 5 is a standard. Let's get that last spring out of there. That last spring's being a little shy. Good thing we're coming to an end on this. I just got the low battery warning on my camera. Or on my phone, which is what I use for my camera. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the top. I don't see any threads at all. And I don't see a way for him to really have gotten in there to thread it. Alright, so let's look at these awesome Pinsden brass stuck in here. I've got a very nicely serrated key pin with a serrated spool above it. I've got a serrated spool with a serrated T-pin. And the very tip of this is hard to make out, but it's got a light serration on it. A very long serrated spool key pin with a standard. A serrated T-pin, very nicely looking pin. It almost looks like a factory pin with those serrations like that. And then a very nicely serrated spool up top. Then the key pin on 5 is very serrated, very evenly spaced. Pretty nice pin. Then I've got a standard above it. Then I've got a spool, double spool with very, very sharp edges. And then on top of it, I've got a serrated or spooled T-pin. Den Brass, buddy, did a good job on this lock. I really appreciate you sending it to me too. Everyone, please stay safe. Don't do anything illegal. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe.